All right, we're back, and I think we're at Birch's house.
Yeah, I think I would definitely go to visit Birch and for like professional checkup reasons, but also like probably sooner than I need to by our usual schedule, because I'm bothered by this mysterious alignment.
Yep. So yeah, she like answers the door and is like, you're not supposed to be here. This is not. Yeah, like she like you see her like look at the clock and she's like, it's not a Tuesday.
Yeah, and Agueda like nods and is like already walking into the house, right?
Yeah.
Like she just sort of like bustles past, and it's like, yes, well, I've had some shifts around with some of my other patients, so you needed to fit in today. I'm sorry about that. I hope you weren't busy.
Yeah, and I think like she's wearing like a dressing gown and probably I think she's holding like a big knife or something, and it's like she puts it like she tries to like put it down so you won't notice that she was doing something with a big knife.
And I think I like, as she goes to put it down, I sort of like put my hands out to take it and I say, oh, are you cooking? Yeah, by all means, I don't want to interrupt you. There are some things I can do while you finish, that's fine.
Yeah, and like she's like, and like she like looks down at the knife and then looks back up at you and like saunters into the kitchen, and yeah, she finishes skinning and gutting a rabbit.
Have I seen her like doing that kind of thing before, like butchery stuff?
You wouldn't have, no.
Okay. I don't think it's it seems maybe surprising for her, but it doesn't seem to me like a strange thing to be doing.
She shouldn't be handling those knives with her tremor.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. Does it like how well is she doing at the task, considering? She also like shouldn't be very good.
Yeah, she's very frustrated at the fact that this seems to be like not a simple task.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course it's not strange for her. She's a hunter. Like that makes perfect sense. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so it's tricky because I don't want to like. I want to take over, but I also don't want to take over because that's gonna feel bad to her.
If I can insert like a detail for flavor, I think like she's trying to do it like the hunter's way, like the efficient way, and just like cut around the legs and then like strip the skin off like in one piece and like shuck it. But like she can't. She doesn't have like the tremoring hand is like not strong enough. She can't apply the force right, and so she's forced to like manually skin a rabbit, which no one does because it's like difficult and bad and annoying, and it's just not a good time.
I think that's the key. I think Goida like looks at it and says, I haven't had rabbit in such a long time. Actually, can I show you? There's a way my mother used to do it. It's probably not as efficient as what you learned, but and she like takes the knife and begins doing like essentially like what Luke just described there, like doing this the sort of the slow way, but like like neatly, even though it's going to take a while, and like explains what she's doing as though she's sort of like let's have a fun, like I'll teach you how my mother did this. But really it's just like a cover so that she can take over without it being like, oh, you can't do that.
Yep.
So I'll do it for you.
Cool. Roll the right words. That's smart.
Cool. Oh god, I'm not very smart. I'm not smart. Okay, yes, when you consider your true feelings to manipulate someone, Okay, what do I want from them?
Like to not notice she's being handled?
No, I just want you to not be embarrassed. Like, to not...
To preserve
to receive help, like, without it being, like, harmful or shameful?
Yes. Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. Okay.
Good luck.
I like my chances.
I have hope.
Oh, hey!
Hey, awesome.
It's a 9. So what's the 7 to 9? They give you something close to what you asked for. Either way, ask them, what does my manipulation cost you?
Yeah. I mean, she like steps back and lets you do it, and doesn't like pay attention to the like what you're doing specifically. And like goes and occupies herself with another like small kitchen task, probably like washing dishes. And like she starts doing that, and then she like after a second she comes over to you with like a tray or whatever for like whatever she was going to do to like she's probably gonna like, Luke, do you baste a rabbit? Is that a thing?
Yes, you absolutely do, because it's a very dry meat.
Yeah. So she comes over with a tray and like a
She'll like a thing of marinade, and she's probably got like a cast iron pot like warming on the stove and like getting hot enough to
Yep. So she's just come like then just like assuming that you've finished the task, and she just kind of stands there, and I think what your manipulation costs her is like, despite struggling, she did have a rhythm for this afternoon, and you're just repeatedly throwing it off. And so she stands there with the tray and just looking at the tray, because you're not quite finished with the rabbit yet. Just and it's like, what other patients have you had to fit in?
And I think I say, like I've been sort of talking a little bit as I go as well, like not just sort of about the process of what I'm doing, but like these little kind of like pointless anecdotes about like my mother and memories and things associated with cooking, and rabbiting on, you might say, and
gosh,
I'm so sorry. And then when she asks that, Agueda says, well, raise back.
Agueda, like her eyes narrow, and she's like, the cowboy.
I sort of nod and make a little
Yeah, and she's like, the one that always has that, or the one that always has that horrible sounding Jeep.
She like smiles a little bit, and she's like,
She's like, they always drive in, they never change gear. It's so frustrating. And then she's like, I don't like him. Them. Fuck.
Yeah. And I sort of like I'm now kind of like just at like what she's saying, and I like take the tray at this point and like put the rabbit on and sort of like move aside so that there's space for her to like join me, and we can like do the kind of marinating part like together. And I just sort of say like, why not? Why's that?
And she's like, yeah. And she's like, I don't remember. And it just gives me a bad feeling. Like, you can tell that she's doing the thing where she's pretending not to remember something.
Yeah, okay.
Subtle.
Yeah, and I think I say, and again, I think there is like a kind of a formula that I often like speak with her whenever she mentions something that she doesn't remember. So I say like, are there things you do remember? How long ago did you meet Ray?
She's like, and she's like, I don't know, probably out hunting or something. He's always, they're always off in the woods and all those sorts of things. They just keep on their feet. It's frustrating. They never stay in one place long enough. they always leaving and that horrible sound.
Makes my job difficult.
Yeah, and she's like, haven't seen them in a long time. I know they keep visiting, but I haven't seen them since. And like, I think she says like, I don't know, like I think she says, I remember the last time I saw them was like 15 years ago before my accident.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wouldn't be that. It would be like 5 years, I think, probably. So anyway, some years ago.
And I like again in this kind of like formulaic way, I say like, good job, well done. Like about remembering those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's like, I'm not a child.
No, I know. And yeah, like again, like I think Greta has this like annoyingly like just sort of patronizing kind of like, yes, no, of course you're not, like and I think she then asks a question and says, so this week, how have I know you were forgetting words and things, how's that been? Any better? Any different?
And she's like, haven't spoken to anyone.
Not at all.
Forgot to.
Okay. Yeah, and like I think I think at that point, like I say to her that I'm going to start on my usual tasks, and like that means like I'm gonna give her like house a quick tidy and like check the medicines in the cupboard and swap them over and things like that. Like there are some kind of like house help tasks that like I generally do.
Yep.
So I think I like leave her to sort of do the last bit of this task, and like take my bag and go off to start doing stuff around the house. And I'm also gonna like kind of snoop while I'm at it. Just generally have a general snoop.
For facts.
No, I don't. But I'll snoop anyway. Actually, will I snoop, or will I use my special move at some point? Yes, I think that might actually.
That was what I was wondering, if you were already doing that with the rabbit.
No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I was using the rabbit as a way to talk, but that's different. I think I am now like letting her finish with the rabbit so that I can go and do something without her seeing. Yeah. So I'm gonna go like off into the maybe like I think into her bedroom. Like I think she keeps some of the medicines sort of on the bedside table, and I'll like change the sheets and stuff. Yeah. I'm looking for a relevant object. Something from time. Ideally, something that's like connected to Ray, but that seems unlikely. But like that would be great if there's anything that sort of has a connection to Ray, or is from the last time that Birch might have seen them.
Oh.
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, I have a thing.
Luke, is your thing more or less interesting than an arrow with like blood on it?
That's better.
Okay.
Where do I find this arrow
in the
with
bedroom?
blood on it?
It's sitting on like, and I think the thing is that like I think you've seen it before, right? It sits on her like in like a place where she can see it, right? Like on a vanity or something. As like a memento.
So it's been there like the whole time that I've been caring for her. Okay, and so it's like dried blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I am gonna like as I'm sort of like dusting, I pick it up and I like dust under it, and then like go to put it back down, and instead I just sort of like I hold it for a moment and look at it, and like it occurs to me that this is a very strange thing to have as like a memento, like in your bedroom where you would look at it all the time. Like that seems kind of like it might be some form of self-punishment, or like you know, connected to like holding on to something that might be an unpleasant memory. And I would like to imbue an object with significance and intent.
Can I just ask, so I can picture this scene clearly? I'm assuming when we say arrow, like we're talking like modern sports arrow?
Yes.
Not like... It's not like an actual arrow with like feathers at the back.
Well, it's a modern... It would be a modern hunting arrow if you are sport hunting.
Yeah, so it'll have like the plastic fletching things.
So I say how it works, and then when the first time comes to put it to the test, I roll. So I don't roll yet? Okay. When Birch next interacts with this, so like looks at and thinks about it or picks it up, I want her to contact me and tell me the story of the arrow.
Cool.
That's coercive, and your character is terrible.
I think that's the end of the scene.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Great.
Don't forget to write that down, Emily, so that if it happens later, we remember.
Do we want to cut back to the people in the car?
Sounds good.
So here's the thing. I'm actually really wondering, like, do we see the park at all? Like, or is it just like we cut to like after, like we were there, we learned some things, but we didn't find a deer, and we're just like somewhere else?
Yeah,
like, is that something we want to see on screen or not? And like I am open to either. I think Andy, it's really up to you.
I feel like we accomplished the thing that needed to happen there, which is like got a sense of like this wider space and some of what Hart was on about. So I also feel like we found some stuff, didn't find the thing, check.
Yeah.
So I'm perfectly content with rolling back to
we found in like one of the old, like I think there's like these weird straggly trees in the picture in addition to everything else, and we found in the hollow of one of them a fairy wren nest.
Excellent.
Like not you know, there was no fairy wren in it, but like signs again of like the, you know, the distant possibility of like these life forms still being alive.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Because I think it'd be really good to have a scene with everyone next.
Yes, I'm inclined to loop back.
Do you have a phone in your list?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Can you please roll?
I don't.
Roll your move.
Yes, the one about like for the thing I made. Yep. Cool. Weird. Yeah. 7. So on 79, I choose 1. Okay. Spelling mistake. The first written says it only works, but only for a short time.
Oh yeah.
And actually, the second one as well. It only works, but to a lesser extent.
Yep. It only works.
I think we had been going to formulate those sentences differently.
Yeah, differently. Its effects are broader or stronger than intended.
She calls you.
How much later is this?
Probably a day or two later.
Okay.
It's like 1 in the morning. She she calls you, and like it's really like the line is really bad. Like it's really obvious, like poor reception or something. And yeah, she's like crying, just like really sobbing. And she's like, I hate them. This never should have happened. All this is, and yeah, she's like, and she's just like making no sense. But yeah, what's your response?
So I think I immediately go into like kind of like crisis management mode, and I'm like, okay, just I need you to take some deep breaths for me. Can you breathe in? And I like sort of.
Emily, you're muted.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need you to just hold on a minute, take some deep breaths for me, and I like sort of count for her, and I say like, okay, would you like me to come there? This sounds like it might be, maybe it's easier if we don't talk on the phone. I can come to you now. Would that be good? Would that be helpful?
You hear, would it be a lark? Like a night bird. Like cry out, and there's like a long echo. She's like, I don't. Yeah, that would be good. And she's like, I'm just past the Bryan campgrounds.
You're in the park?
And I think she hangs up, or the line goes dead.
Yeah,
it goes. Yeah. Okay. So I don't have a car. And I reckon I can walk to her house.
You can probably also walk to the hut as well.
I could walk to. Yeah, I could. I think it's like walking to the hut or walking into the like park is like gonna be a while. So I have this kind of like, there's a moment where I'm like having a dilemma because I could do this myself, but she might be like in danger, and it would be quicker if I asked someone that I know that has a car. So I think like, I sort of like arm and R about it. And like, sorry, Luke, you said that your character doesn't have a phone specifically, is that right?
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do I sound like the kind of person who would have a...
No, not at all.
Do I
know where
I have a weapon and 4 cash.
You know where they're parked though.
I know
where they're parked, but have they been have they been sleeping in the car, or have they been?
Yes, because I don't think they've found.
Haven't found work yet.
I feel like. Like normally, they would have like found a ranch and they would be like living on the ranch doing ranch work. I feel like Hart is in this metaphor, Hart is the ranch owner, and the shack is the ranch, and their car is the place they are sleeping. So like, they're like, even though Hart barely has any work to do, they are Hart's assistant.
So it's great because I realize what I have to do is call Hart at 1:30 in the morning. To go out and find Ray at 1:30 in the morning to come and pick me up to go and find Birch, like which is
has
just
a really
so
complex
fantastic.
Relationship with Ray,
right? Like and with Hart, like Hart isn't going to want to answer a call at 1:30 in the morning, being like, "Hey, your ex is out in the park somewhere, and we need to go and find her." Like. So Agueda kind of like is sort of pacing a bit and like sort of like rubbing her face, and goes to sort of press the number a few times and then like hesitates and eventually calls Hart, and then it is like kind of on the phone and like fiddling with something nervously at the same time. So your phone rings.
Sure. And I imagine you just see the screen light up in this otherwise dark room, and like there's a groan and a hand like grab it, and then it goes dark again as it gets answered. Did you find the deer?
What? Sorry?
The deer. Did you find the deer? It's 1:30 in the morning. Why else would you go?
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I know that this is a look. Birch is having a crisis, and like as she's talking, she's like closed her eyes, like she doesn't want to make eye contact with you, which of course is like not a thing. Like Birch is having a crisis, and she is in the park. What was the name of the campgrounds, Ash, that you said?
The Bryan campgrounds.
The Bryan campgrounds. Okay. She's near the Bryan campgrounds. That's all I got from her before her phone cut out, and I need Ray's help with the truck.
Those campgrounds should be in that scratched out area, by the way.
Boom. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know it's really late. I'm just a bit worried about her.
Should we pick you up, or are you gonna come over here while we get ready?
I mean, it'd be faster.
Great. Soon. Bye.
Yeah. Awesome.
And that throughout your whole like rambly, like hesitating explanation, Hart didn't say anything. Right, and I just imagining of these, like, we have this really tight frame on both of their faces on the phone, with a flash the map, and then their faces in the dark again, and then like Hart just wasn't softening it at all. He's just being like, I'm gonna wait for you to be done with your awkward. You can, yes, continue. This is terrible. You should definitely know it as well as I. Here, let's all make space for that to breathe.
So good.
What do we see next? Do we see y'all like ganging up, or do we just cut to the forest at night? Or
I feel like we get like a little vignette of like Hart goes out to the truck, the Jeep, to like wake Ray up. And like, do you have a torch, Andy?
Nope.
Yeah, so you're like in the dark, and and so you like look in through the window, and there's like this pile of blankets and this like kind of like small like curled up shape.
See, I feel like the camera shows that, but I feel like it would not peer into the Jeep because it would be like an invasion of.
Yeah, totally.
So
and so the camera sees this, and you like knock, and then we hear the bell sound, and like Ray is just behind you, because that's actually just blankets. They're just like inexplicit. They're like behind you, totally awake, and they're like, yeah,
adventure time.
All right,
great.
And then we just get like a nice like montage of like us driving to the house,
swooping you up.
Yeah, and like there's some kind of like country, like not even country music, like folk music, like playing over this. I would like to roll to quietly. I feel like we're doing companionship as we drive over to
the campground.
I'm blanking on Emily's character's name.
Agueda.
Yeah, I feel like we're sharing sharing space on the way over to Agueda's place.
Awesome.
I don't know if the three of us are all sharing distance on the way from there.
We'll find out.
I think potentially not, because I think Agueda will just be like too embarrassed and like worried to be relaxed.
Got it. Okay. Yee.
I don't know why it rolled that twice, but I did it.
Good job.
So we clear one of the distances between us.
Well, you clear one of the distances if...
Yeah, I clear one of the distances. I'm going to clear, for some reason, Hart has no memory of me, because we've made new memories, so it doesn't hurt as much.
Aww. Shucks. Friends in the middle of the night, in the big moon, in the moldering leaves.
Yeah, so we get, like... I feel like the montage is, like, shot of the two of us in the Jeep.
Yeah.
Beautiful, sweeping, like, long, like, helicopter shot of, like, the car and, like, the gorgeous scenery at night. Cut back in, we're inside the Jeep again, but now there's three of us. So cut back out, another long, meandering, moonlit helicopter shot.
All right,
And
so
then, we're in the woods.
And then cut back inside and like just like a flash of Tabard and Bluestone from the woods.
Yeah.
And then you drive for another 5 minutes and another one, just somewhere off in the side, something like.
I think comment on that. I think I'm looking, kind of looking out, like nervously, as though maybe I'm gonna see Birch at some point. No, we're not like where she said she would be. So I'm just like watching the tree line.
I feel like we hear a rattling noise as Ray like reaches inside the glove box and gets out this like big, like ancient. It's one of those like not like a flashlight. You know the like big like serious like box ones with the handle on top. Like it's a big flash. It's a big torch, and they just like fish it out, and there's like a clunking noise, and like a cassette like falls on the floor, and they just like pass it back to you.
Yeah, because I think I've said like there was something.
Leave something alone. It'll take care of itself.
Well, it's just we're looking for Birch, and she might have wandered.
We're looking for Birch, not a something.
You drive past another flash.
So I like take the torch, and I'm gonna like turn it on and like hold it out the window, like wind the window down and like hold it out the window and like watch the trees really carefully.
You don't see anything in the trees, but the flashes of eyes in the forest get closer and closer together until it feels like you're just driving through a crowd of watching eyes.
So when you say but I don't see anything, so like the eyes are never lit up by the torchlight, like whatever it is reflecting is never lit up, but outside of the torchlight there are eyes.
The eyes reflect in front of the car, off of the headlights, but when you like cast the torch in the same place afterwards, there's nothing there.
Okay.
I feel like it's really cold inside the car now.
Because I've opened the window for one thing.
This is the thing about sheltered, right? Like, even though the car is not like very, by appearance, very well insulated, like while it was all closed up, it was actually quite snug inside, even with the heater not on. But like now that there's cold air coming in, it's like, oh shit. It's Montana in autumn. It's actually kind of really cold.
Ray.
But Ray is like completely unaffected. Like there's no shivering. There's no. I feel like maybe other people's breath is fogging up, but theirs isn't. They're just like in their big like duster, which is too big for them, just like driving.
Ray, can you meet with Fear for me?
Am I afraid?
You hold steady despite the tension in the car.
Yeah, because the tension here is Agueda's tension.
I'm saying to Hart now, like Hart, there are a lot of something. Do you know what those are?
I did it.
I don't, but did I tell you the part where we found a fairy wren's nest?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Did I tell you the part about where we're going to the place on the map that we need to go from the photograph?
No.
Also, old people can be really tiresome and always should call home. However, this is all good.
I mean, like, you know that Daphne is like Daphne, the old person, the old woman, is like one of the people that that Agueda like checks up on.
Is that Hart aiding? Because it feels
sounds like it.
That is like diffusing the tension.
Yeah, that's definitely what it seems like. It seems like Hart is just sort of saying like nice relatively mundane things.
Yeah.
So
we're going out here for a reason.
Yeah.
Also, we saw this nest the other day. Isn't that nice? And old people.
There was a wolf. It doesn't have a name.
Because they don't need names.
Yeah,
that's right.
So it's 2d6 minus the number of distances you have with Agueda.
Great.
I'm the one rolling, so
awesome. Great.
Distances with me.
Oh yeah, it is. Yep.
Like I'm rolling to.
Yeah, it's the number of distances with, which is currently 0 for you, I think.
Yeah, we in the friendship zone.
Yeah.
Yay!
The friend zone is great.
The friendship zone is a wonderful place.
Yeah, I love it.
Luke, are you rolling or am I?
So I've rolled to meet with fear, and
No,
what we're
you
saying
can
is
roll
it sounds
to
like you're
aid.
aiding with that by like
Yes.
dispersing the tension in the
Just.
car. So that's roll plus minus your number of distances with me, which is none. So just
2d6.
So, thank you. Not D26.
You need the slash
Whoops.
rolls.
There it is.
Slash roll.
See, I'm learning. You'd think. Boom.
7 is enough to bump that up to a success.
Nudge, nudge.
We did it.
Yeah.
So as soon as you enter the like scratched off area,
I get a question.
oh, you get a question. Ask me a question.
Yay.
I get a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. How does Birch fit in? I love it when I make Ash make that noise. That was when we played Apocalypse World and I unlocked the advance my moves so I could just ask whatever questions I want. She had to make that noise all the time.
So, you haven't seen Birch since her accident. But you know that the accident happened the same day that you had a a small car crash. You hit something on the road, and that's when your gearbox locked up.
Yeah, I think I turn the headlights up to high beam.
Yep.
And like slow down a little because I feel like we're starting to get close to the brine flats.
Yeah, and you kind of like
brine, whatever the fuck it is.
pull in, like you enter the area that's like scratched off on the map, and the like the eyes in the forest just stop, and yeah, you pull up campgrounds.
Yeah, so I think there's like a moment where we're all in, like the car has stopped and we're all in the car, and like maybe it seems like everyone's waiting for everyone, and then I like kind of like take a deep breath, and I'm gonna open the door and like step out and look around and then like call out for Birch, but like I like when I first do it, it's in like a much too quiet voice, and then I kind of like clear my throat and I'm like Birch. Birch.
I think that it's just you would hear Birch like sobbing and crying from like further into the forest. Hart, you spot like a couple of the like brush plants that you had left the park, but were in the photograph. And yeah, Birch is like down like a steep bit of hill somewhere in the darkness down there. There used to be a path down there, but it's been like, because of all the like landslides and things, it's not accessible anymore.
So I think as soon as I like hear her, I like turn back to the other two and I say, like first I call out like, it's okay, Birch, honey, I can hear you. And then I like turn back to the other two, and I say to Hart, do you know if there's a safe and quick way down? I think she's down, and I like point like in the direction. And I say to Ray, do you have anything in the truck that we could carry her on if we need to? She might have broken something.
So, okay. I couldn't remember if I'd taken a first aid kit or not. That would have been very helpful right about now.
That's okay. That's okay. I have a first aid. I have a first aid.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
wondering if there's.
Okay, so
yeah.
I think Ray like makes a like that like non-committal head gesture that children make when the answer is that like the answer is neither of those options, but it's under control. Right? They're like neither of those things, but I've got it. And they reach into the like again into the glove box. This big glove box, and pull out like a hatchet, like a wood chopping axe. And they're like, I'll get something sorted. And I think they like get out of the car and start like find some like slender like saplings and like start assembling like a stretcher out of the blankets that they sleep in and the sticks.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I've got the torch, and I'm like, I think maybe I like offer the torch to Hart, and sort of say like, gee, maybe you should lead the way.
Hart will sort of take it in slowly and just sort of in like her hand laid on top of yours, just like do a sweep across the ground in that direction, like there and back again. Kind of squinting and being like, oh, there's a path here somewhere. Absolutely.
Gonna find facts? Search for facts?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good at this one.
Yeah, I'm very clever. We'll see what comes to pass as a result. So, boom.
Hey, 3 questions.
All right. What 3 wonderful questions do I want to ask?
You're so good at your job.
Only
You know the part.
it turns out. Dun, dun, dun. What here is not what it appears to be.
Your your torch sweeps and you think you see a figure down below on the road, on like what used to be the road, and you like swing it back and you can see someone that looks like Birch making this strange motion as if like she's got her legs out in front of her and she's got something in her hand and she's repeatedly stabbing it into her thighs and legs, and I think you can almost you probably can't, but you're probably imagining it, but you can almost hear the sound of like flesh and blood.
Also, I feel like this would be a pertinent moment to remind everyone that we can red card things.
If we need to. Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder. What here? Go ahead. Yeah. What here is incomplete?
The Jeep. It's like I think you. The Jeep is missing the front right mudguard.
You lost it somewhere, Ray. Jeez. Let's go with what happened here recently.
Someone tied a rope to to one of the campground fire pits and has lowered it down to where Birch is.
Great. Perfect. In sweeping that torch back and forth, I'll be like, that'll work. There.
Cool. All right. Yep. I either follow you if you are holding the torch, or walk ahead.
Well, in the process of doing this, Hartwood had put her hand over yours and was a hand over your hand, way too close.
Rather than taking it.
Yeah. And in releasing, it's we should probably be really careful about this, but it's also gonna be just fine.
Both of those things.
Very ambiguous.
Yeah.
I think Agueda would normally is generally quite tense and normally would like question that more, but has been like a bit thrown by like this kind of like unexpected physical contact, which like is comforting and nice. So I think she just sort of is like, okay, yeah.
I just wanted to know, was that speaking a deep truth?
Could be.
Yeah.
Cool. Roll true.
Let's see what.
So, what's the reaction you want from Agueda?
I want. I want Agueda to continue to like embody like calmness and assuredness.
Yep. Cool. Excellent.
So.
Yeah. Roll plus true.
We'll see how this goes.
Nicely done. Cool. If you were hearing a sound from down below, it has stopped.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna start walking with the torch and like I'm doing this thing where I'm like I'm holding the torch, so I'm walking ahead, but I'm walking like slowly, and I keep like checking that like heart is like there, so I'm kind of like keep sort of. I imagine you keep like walking into the back of me because I'm like doing this really.
We do this twice, at which juncture Hart then puts a hand like in the middle of your back.
So it sounds
to be like I am this far away from you.
It sounds like you're meeting with Fear, and that you have +1 forward because Hart gave you like advice.
Okay.
And also, as though Hart is maybe aiding if necessary.
If necessary, but like Hart has already like given the +1, so that's already there.
All right. I am very steady, so I should be okay.
I'll get there.
Hey,
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the combination of like having sort of feeling like I have the support of like someone who I care about who also like knows this place.
Right.
Because
that's the thing that is like freaking her out. It's that she is in like a strange place at night and there are spooky things. The side of like I need to help this person who's hurt like doesn't freak her out at all. So I think she like kind of like with that comfort she kind of puts that aside and goes into like business mode. Like there is a person who is hurt and I need to fix them. So you sort of see her once Hart like puts her hand on her back, like you can sort of see her like take a breath and like it's then like scanning and starts calling out again to Birch because we can't hear her.
You hear a kind of like.
Speaking of Emily, you get to ask one question.
Oh yeah, true.
For the only time in this entire game, you get to ask a search for facts question.
Yay! The best. Okay. Oh my gosh, what a precious moment. I'm so excited. Okay, search for facts. I'm gonna go with what happened here recently, and specifically in the sort of the angle of like where did Birch like come from and go to, and like are there signs of like violence or an accident or like injury, like what has gone on here to create this scenario for Birch.
Where Birch was spotted on the road is like shielded from view by like a couple of large like shrubs or bushes, but from the other side you hear a chirp or bark that Hart recognizes. And yeah, obviously these have been disturbed recently. Like someone has like moved through them in some way. And yeah, I think you continue down. Like, I'm assuming you climb through the bushes, because like on an 11, I'm not gonna like give you like being hurt from thorns or anything. So yeah, you just carefully make your way through, and then lying on the road is an oak deer, Cervidae arboris, with its huge majestic horns. Lying next to it is a hunting arrow, and but it's like lying there lame, as it has like a bunch of small puncture wounds in its flanks.
Okay. So I think this is great, because I feel like this to me like might be the moment wherein we see very clearly the at least my version of like Hart sees things that I don't see, because I think my immediate reaction is, okay, so where's Birch?
Well, here's the thing. I think if we're going to like follow the genre, this is Birch.
I don't know that I make that connection without without help.
Okay. Yeah.
At which point, Shirt and Heart goes, "Well, there's your patient. Go on then. You can do it."
Yeah, and like
again, within genre, like once she says that, I like frown a bit, and then I'm like, right, yeah, okay, and I like kneel down, and like apply first aid. I get out my kit and I like check the wounds and like start. And kind of like sort of am talking to Hart as well, to be like, can you lift up her head here? Like, can you help me with this? And like, especially because this is quite a heavy body, like, so I'm like getting Hart's help to like move stuff.
Great.
And it's like crowing in like being upset. But you managed to like maneuver it and like bandage the wounds. They're not bleeding badly. They're like bleeding, but like it hasn't hit any major arteries or anything.
And the arrow is just lying there.
You recognize it from earlier.
But it's got fresh blood on it.
Does now.
And I think I sort of say to Hart in like a low voice, because like even though like I am responding to this, like I've accepted that like this is the patient, I think I still like I don't feel that she's going to be able to speak to me, and so like I don't address her directly. So instead I say to Hart like I think I just sort of point to the arrow and the like the wounds and kind of give her a bit of a like a questioning look, like, how did this happen, do you think?
I mean, you'd recognize that this is the kind of arrow that she used to hunt with.
No, I think so at this point, Hart gets up from sort of using like the flat of her like thumb to sort of soothe Birch's forehead, and just having like just sort of been talking quietly, trying to encourage Birch to be still, and saying, also issuing advice along the lines of hold still.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of gently get up from that task and go pick that arrow up. And look it over.
You see a flash of headlights. You feel like a sharp pain to your head, like to the back of your head. You feel the cold gravel under your cheek. You smell blood. You hear the jeep and the sound of fairy wrens like flying away from their nest. In the meantime, what's Ray doing?
Yeah.
Ray's making a structure.
Can I also could I add a little thing? I think I'm beginning the task of like I've got a couple of things in my bag like that are basically like liquid painkiller type medicines, and I'm beginning to like mix something together. But I'm also using I'm going to use my special move for that.
Cool. What is it?
The fetishism. So this is going to be something for Herbert to drink, and it is meant to comfort her, but also to like restore the status quo.
Okay. We'll see what happens in a minute. In the meantime, Ray, you've managed to make a stretcher.
Yeah, and so I think like they've got the stretcher and they just like set off down the hill.
Cool.
With it, like that's what it's for.
Yeah,
it's to carry the patient.
Ray appears from the bushes, and and
again, like there's just we just hear like the jingling the bell noise, and they're just like there in the scene.
Yeah, and then the Birch starts freaking out.
Okay, I'm gonna try and encourage her to drink something. And actually, I'm gonna wipe the part about the status quo because that's what a suit would do. But comfort definitely. It's
roll
designed to.
Roll your weird.
All right.
Nice.
So I'm like sort of like, kind of like shushing her and saying like, please, can you just like put your head up, drink this for me. Okay. 7.
So which
oh actually hang on. Won't make a difference. Yes. I kind of want to use that move, but it won't actually make a difference. But I kind of want to do it anyway.
Yep.
Because my enigma thing is when you search for, detect, or create magic or the unreal. Meaning someone a magic potion, you can suffer to give yourself +1.
Yeah. So roll.
I would like to do that.
Roll plus steady to suffer.
Even though it's still going to be. Is it?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. It's plus true now.
We made that change.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
we didn't we? Okay.
There's another slice here to come.
I haven't rolled true, but I'm neutral about that. All right. Oh, the big old fail.
Yeah, I think Birch manages to like get to her feet. Right? Like sorry.
Yeah.
Pick your what did you want to be the thing for your fetishism? It only works it works but only for a short time. It works but only to a lesser effect. Its effects are broader or stronger than intended. It works but someone else suffers for it.
It works but only for a short time.
So alright, yeah. I think like she panics from seeing Ray and passes out.
Well,
that's interesting because I feel like I do the same thing because I just used the suffer move and I got a 6. I got 5. And on a like fail, I collapsed. And collapse says when you are overcome, choose one: incapacitated, broken, or killed. So I think like eerily, like in a literal like mirroring, I like as Birch gets up, I get up. We both like look at Ray, like terrified, deer in headlights, and then like just I do the same thing, like we just both sort of slump onto the ground, and I am also like unconscious.
I think that
I have
we should.
A closing.
I was going to say we should have
shot.
like a closing shot for each person.
Yeah.
I fucking love how unresolved this game is all the time.
Yes.
Like
I think the closing shot we get of Ray, or maybe not the close. Like I think the thing that like closes off this scene, I would like to say, is like Ray stoops down and like takes the oak deer. Because like now the two people, the stretcher idea is no good, so they just like drop the stretcher. They're just like fuck that, and this like tiny wizened little cowboy like stoops down and picks up the oak deer,
which is like physically like 3 times his size.
Right, yeah, like which is like impossible, and they just like pick it up, and while they're down, they also take the arrow, and so we get them like they stoop, they like put their arms under, they like we see their hand close around the arrow, and then we like see them like stand up, and they're like standing there holding the deer, and I think now it's Birch again. Like the shot has changed, it's just Birch, and instead of the deer, there is like a piece, like the whatever the missing piece in the gearbox is what they're holding in their hand instead.
Instead of the arrow.
Yeah, instead of the arrow.
Yeah.
And then I imagine that like we also see like Hart like similarly like carrying Aguera, and we like the close of this scene is like we then like start to climb back up the hill to like, get them to safety.
Yep. Does anyone else have any scenes or shots they want to finish with?
No.
I think that's exactly right.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm actually really good with that.
Yeah.
Well,
We did it.
that's the end of our story for today.
Yay.
That was really fun. I really enjoyed that.
That was good.
We went a little bit over time, but I really appreciate Andy hanging around.
Happily.
And also those of you in chat for hanging around for a little longer. Let's do quiet shout outs. And I want to do a thing. I want you to shill all your stuff and also something that is not a product or
Cool other thing.
yeah. Something that capitalism cannot profit from.
About ourselves?
No, it could be abstract.
Okay. Share our regular stuff plus a non
Yeah.
material
A non-profit based thing.
something. That's nice. All right.
Hey, I have been Luke. You can find me on Twitter at Wildwoods Games. If you would like to see other games like this one that I have been involved in writing, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/gamesfromthewildwood, where for one low dollar a month, you can see all of the things I'm working on. If you would like to buy games that I have written in the past and are now published, you can go to gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io and buy them there. And on the 6th of April, the first episode of a podcast I have been working on comes out. Andrew Gillis is on that podcast. Ashley Nova is on that podcast. Both of them have been on this channel before. And we are playing Monster Hearts, and I'm really proud of how that's gone. I also would like to encourage people to cook something for yourselves this week. I think like taking time to like prepare a meal, like when you have time and you're not like pressed to like, oh, I need to cook a thing really quickly and like put fuel in my body, like cook something for pleasure.
Cool. Andy?
Oh gosh, my name's Andy. It's a good start. It's been real lovely to be here. You can find me on the good old Twitters at Fictional Mammal, and the most important thing that I need to shill right here today is asking for help without fear or shame of harm. So let's all practice some of that and being real excited about
Asking for help is good.
asking for help is really hard.
I like this new end of show format. This is good.
I know, it's lovely.
That's what I got.
Yeah, okay. Hi, I am Emily. You can follow me on Twitter at Blackwall Says. Also, I have a Patreon now, which is patreon.com/Blackwall. And I put maps and things up there. I just posted my first, the first update that includes a dungeon map the other day. So if you want to get yourselves a cool, spooky castle in a forest dungeon map, you can become my patron. Like Luke, I have like $2 and up, everyone gets the same access to the whole feed. So you don't have to pay a whole lot of money if you don't want to. I'm gonna be amusingly on brand and remind everyone that this coming weekend it is a full moon, and you should think about whether you want to mark that occasion for yourself. I am going to be thinking about journeys for this full moon, and I will be going on one as well. So I always find that it is a good time to like do deep thinking.
Luke?
On Emily's behalf, I would also like to say, Emily is very good at art, and you can commission her to do art for you.
This true.
As a person who has done so in the past on several occasions, Emily is very lovely to work with. She is very receptive to feedback. She does very beautiful art. She's really good at like understanding what the thing you're trying to articulate is and giving it to you, but like in a way that you like might not like with added dimension that you might not even have like come up with on your own.
No,
I would strongly recommend.
Thank you. Yes,
11
this
out
is
of 10
also
stars.
true. I am definitely taking commissions at the moment if anyone wants. Yeah, game art or art of your role-playing game characters or portraits of real actual people that you know and love.
Yeah. Cool. I've been Ash. I've been your GM. This is my channel. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. You can find me on all the socials at Acegiak, ACEGIAK, including Patreon if you want to support and get early access to my game development. And coming up on Wednesday, Emily and I will be appearing on the Roll20 channel for what I think is the final episode of our Breakfast Cult series. I think
Maybe it might
be one more.
There might be
I can't remember. We'll be playing the Breakfast Cult.
Yes.
With
Gonna find them giant spiders.
yeah, it's gonna be good. And then after this, like in the afternoon on a Wednesday back here, we'll be on a cave date. And then Saturday will be a PC stream with special guest Dave. And then on Sunday, we'll be playing the Republic with or without Luke. We're not sure.
Without.
Bugger. All right. Yeah.
Nah,
so we'll be playing the Republic. So that'll
do
be
a family picnic.
Yeah.
And then I have to catch a bus.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Just imagine while you watch that not Pyros, I'm not Pyros, Andrew is Pyros. That, what the fuck is my character's name?
That's your character.
Carix, who is my character,
He's on a picnic?
is baking some more really nice spice buns.
Yes.
Just imagine that's what I'm doing all episode.
Yep. And then Monday we'll be back here for one more episode of Between Dreams before we start up our series of In Which We Live and Breathe, which is the cyberpunk game that I've been working on. So I'm pretty keen for that. Also, pour yourself a glass of chilled water and drink it slowly. That's my product. For
Your
Thank
not
you.
product.
my not
I like that means my product is the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very on board with that.
Right, cooking is now my product. I own it. Thank you.
exactly.
I will accept royalties by a check or in the mail.
It's been
Hit me up for any advice. My thing that is the moon.
I will give cooking advice on Twitter if you tweet at me.
True.
I will give moon advice.
I will give advice on drinking a cold glass of water slowly.
I solemnly swear I will be vulnerable and ask for more help and show you all how you can do it and you won't die when you do it, despite that's how you feel.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, Andy.
Good.
Well, it's been lovely. And chat, thank you for joining us. And we will catch you later. Bye.